it's no better way to get better at football than playing football. So if you want to,
Taylor's gonna finish it.
I've always been confident in my abilities. I think, I'm a guy that can go out there, and I always believe in myself that I'm going to get open and make the play if they throw me the ball.
The third. Ryan, end zone shot for Pierce. He caught
it. Oh, what a... Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Colts cast. We're here to talk about everything and anything Indianapolis Colts. My name is Eric Smith, co-host of the Colts cast. Alongside me, as always, I have co-host Jamal Lawrence here.
Yo.
Let's get right into it today. Got a lot to talk about. Look, everyone, there's a lot of NFL talent in the draft. Actually, before we start, Jamal, what number episode is this?
We're in the triple digits now? 100?
Who would have thought, man?
That's wild, man.
This is our 100th episode. We really appreciate everyone that's been listening to us up until this point. We're going to keep the content rolling. We like potting. Guys should start a podcast if you're very interested. Like it's fun. But anyway, 100th episode. We got the live stream coming for the NFL draft. And now we're about to talk NFL draft.
Great month.
Like I was saying, a lot of talent in the NFL draft. Second round pick is going to be almost as important as the first round pick for us. We talked about why cornerback would be a good pickup in the second round. But what about pairing a young receiver with our young QB? What if we told you that the Indianapolis Colts should target Josh Downs in the second round? How would you feel about that? Would you agree? We're about to break it down for you and why he would be a perfect fit for the Colts. Let us know what you think about Josh Downs below. So just to start off, I thought he was 5'10". He's 5'9". That's what he came in at the combine.
Official.
He is 5'9", 170 pound, in that range. Probably be 175 when he gets to the NFL. Wide receiver out of North Carolina. Yeah, y'all might be thinking, dude is not big by any means. Size is a concern, right, Jamal?
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah, that's what they say. But if you're okay with Zay Flowers, you should be okay with Josh Downs. Like they're similar build, very, very similar. Let's just get that out the way first. So we know his size is a concern. That's fine. But he's really fast. I think so. He has really good acceleration. 40-yard dash might not tell the whole story, but I think his tape speed is faster. You got to talk about his production as well. He was highly productive at UNC, posting 1,000-yard receiving seasons back-to-back with 19 touchdowns total. That's really good. Especially, let's talk about those touchdowns, 19. We're talking about this 5'9" guy who's become a red zone target for UNC. That's awesome. I love that. You usually don't see those guys getting red zone targets like that. You go for the bigger, taller receivers, the guys that's going to be able to jump, get that ball in a contested catch, things like that. But North Carolina plays in the ACC. Not the strongest conference, but they are a Power 5 conference. I just think these are insane stats for a wide receiver in college. He did this all from the slot. Like he's primarily a slot receiver. And guess what type of receiver we need, guys? A slot receiver. Ain't that right?
100%.
Yeah.
And because we lost Paris, we know that. Isaiah McKenzie has now walked into the building. I'm going to tell you right now, he's not our long-term answer. I think we all know that. So when I look at his NFL's comps and everything, he hasn't had too much success, and he wasn't that big while he was at Georgia either. He didn't have a really elusive career. So when I take a look at Josh Downs, like you just mentioned, Eric, I mean, the intangibles are there. 94 receptions in 2012 alone, 94 receptions, 1,029 yards, 11 touchdowns. And like you mentioned, he only played 12 games in a college season. The man was getting a touchdown, averaging almost one a game. That's great. That's what you need. These are the kind of players that we need in Indianapolis. I really feel like, going back to what you said about his 40, that 4.48 40, he's a track guy. He's that track speed. That's something that most players, we look at these Tyreek Hills and these guys, that's what they have. When they get the ball, they just turn it on and it's over. That's what the Indianapolis Colts need, is someone who can just have that fast twitch, boom, out the gate, and they take it to the next level. When I look at him, you talk about a guy, super shifty, loose hips, can change directions, a great route runner. Something that we need in Indianapolis. We have Michael Pittman Jr., big, strong, tall guy. We got Alec Pierce. He can go up for the 50-50 ball. Now we got someone who can be across the slot, going across the middle of the field, super shifty, being that speed guy. We can put him in motion. We can have him doing. I mean, there's so many options you can have for someone like him, which now can help take some of the pressure off MPJ, because we've talked about how, sometimes where you got a rookie receiver beside him with last year with oh my gosh, Alec Pierce, and then we had Paris Campbell coming back off of shaky 3 seasons. MPJ was the main focal point of the defense. Now you look at Alec Pierce, who's starting to prove himself a little bit after that rookie season. Of course, he hit that plateau, but we know that he's going to get better throughout the offseason. And then you can bring in a shifty Josh Downs, who, if I'm a defense coordinator, I'm worried about him. I'm worried about him getting across the middle of the field and just scatting all around wherever I want to go. Now that opens up the door for Michael Pittman Jr. as well. So now we can get an even balance across the field. Not to mention the tight end position. We haven't even talked about that, but that opens up that door for us as well. So this guy is a weapon for his speed, for his catching ability, and his determination. I mean, that's what we want to see. 72%, caught over 72% of contested targets. I mean, 5'9". Don't matter who's on him. He's going to try to go up and go for it.
Plays bigger than his size, definitely. Yeah. Look, you talked about route running. I really want to touch on that real quick, because you're probably asking, why not just pick Zay Flowers over Josh Downs? He's the higher ranked prospect over across many boards. Well, one, we're talking about the second round. I think Zay Flowers might go in the late first round. I don't know, but I don't think Josh Downs does. Zay Flowers' stock has gone up since the combine. 2, I've said it before and I'll say it again. How do you become a top receiver in the NFL? Route running. That's how you do it. You have to be a great route runner. It's the base. It's the foundation of being a wide receiver, essentially. And if you can't get open, you can't play that position. So it's a simple fact. Think the top receivers. Think Devontae Adams. Think Cooper Kupp. Think Stephon Diggs. Guys like that. What do they all have in common? They can run routes at an insane rate. They're all superb route runners. Now, they all have other incredible qualities as well, like being physically bigger than Josh Downs is. Mm-hmm. So let's project what Josh Downs could be. I see him like ceiling. I see him as a Tyler Lockett, and you don't hear Tyler Lockett's name a lot. I believe he's underrated. He really is. 4 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons lining up next to DK Metcalf. Russell Wilson's secret weapon didn't drop chemistry with Geno Smith either, because it got another 1,000-yard season this year. Why? Again, route running is exceptional. That's what he does. That's what he does best. He's a wizard at it. He's been able to be very productive and reliable receiver despite his size. That's why I picked Tyler Lockett. That's why a lot of people have. They have that similar bill. I think Tyler Lockett's 5'10", but despite his size and playing mostly in the slot, he's able to do damage in that. That's what he's been able to do. So I think that's what Josh Downs' ceiling can look like. And I think that's his biggest pro as well. I think he's top tier in the wide receiver class. If we looked at just the route running ability, I would say maybe, Jackson Smith and Jiba, but he's probably going top 15. Mm-hmm. He would probably go top 5 if he didn't have injury concerns. But then you got, I would say maybe Jordan Addison. Like that's the tier I'm at for just route running ability. That ability to create separation. The quickness, like you were talking about, the agility, change of direction, seems to be top notch. We've seen it. I've looked at some tape on him. He can attack all 3 levels of the defense, not just the short routes, but the short routes, man. Looks like a demigod on those quick outs.
Yeah.
He's going to be a chain mover for us, kind of a security blanket for our next QB. Hopefully, whoever we draft in the first round, I'm hoping they create a chemistry together. He's going to be able to get open when we need it. And don't say we don't need it, Jamal, because the wide receiving core,
Mm-hmm.
we've been back to that 22 season. Always been criticized for what? Lack of separation during the routes. Wasn't just QB's fault. Wasn't just the O-line's fault. Like the wide receivers aren't getting open like they should be on every play. Jamal, stop me if I'm speaking crazy, like not making sense.
No, go ahead. You talking?
Hey, we haven't even talked about his run after catch ability. 754 yards after the catch last year.
Whew.
Ranked 3rd in the FBS. Come on, guys. Stop playing with my guy Downs. Yeah. Are y'all doubting him right now? Have I made the case? You give this guy the ball in open space, he's gonna make guys miss. Watch him work on a bubble screen. I've seen it at North Carolina. I just think our offense is going to be more dynamic with a playmaker like him to replace Pierce Campbell. And Jamal, you already talked about the contested catch rate. I mean, this man is 5'9". What are we doing here? Draft him right now. He's just extremely effective in those situations at his size. I just think that's crazy. Just has the instinct to know when to attack the ball. Where are we at, Jamal? What is this our guy?
Yeah. And I'm so glad you went down all of that, because when you talked about one standout focal point, we talked about the Tyler Lockett comparison, and you mentioned how that was Russell's secret weapon, especially with DK on the other end. For those Colts fans, because I know we always like to take a trip down memory lane, that reminds me of the Brandon Stokely connection that Pete had, where we had Reggie out there, we had Marvin out there, but Stokely was that secret weapon every single time that can come out and just help him out. I mean, that 2004 season when Peyton broke for that 49 touchdowns, Stokely was a part of that 1,000-yard season, 10 touchdowns, off of almost 100 receptions. That's what I'm thinking about when I think about how Josh Downs can be that weapon that we need for a young quarterback, where he's going to put him in position. He's going to put a quarterback in position to be successful. Everything you just mentioned, Eric, is what the Colts need and what the Colts want, no matter how you want to slice it. That's what when I envision what this team needs to elevate them to the next level is one more piece. We don't have that speedy component. We don't have that. That's what we need to take it to the next level, because we got beef. We got a big MPJ. We got a big Jelani Woods. We got a strong Alec Pierce. We got a strong JT. Now we just need that finesse at that slot spot. Let him do his thing.
Yeah, we need somebody that's going to stretch the field for us. We need to attack all 3 levels of the field. We need somebody quick, somebody to replace Pierce Campbell. Pierce Campbell was quick, but I won't say Pierce Campbell was the best at his route running. Look, just give me Josh Downs and I will be happy.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be an incredible option for our offense. It's explosive athlete, create havoc in the slot. A+ route running. I love route running, guys, because if they can get better off that, sky's the limit. Run after the catch ability, let's use them jet sweep. Let's use them in a screen. Let's use them on a quick dig route, something like that, where he's in space. He's got to make the defender make a move, but he's gonna win it out. What's not to like about it? Great punt returner. We haven't even talked about his special teams aspect that he would bring. If we want to put him out there on punt return game, that's fine. Although I like leaving those roles for non-starters.
Yeah.
I don't know why the Dolphins have I know Tyreek Hill is great. He why you got him returning punts? I don't know. Why do you have your best player? That's another story for another day. His blocking though.
Yeah.
He needs to be able to block at the next level.
Yeah.
If he couldn't do it in college, is he going to be able to do it in the NFL?
Doubt it.
So, okay, we know that's a weakness. That's fine. He either needs to improve in that area, or we need to make sure he ain't no lead blocker if JT's going to his something like that.
Yeah.
So those are his biggest concerns: size, blocking, things like that. Everything else, I see it. They said he had a lot of drops. I didn't see a lot of drops. I
Yeah,
think he
me
got
either.
better in 2022, if we're being honest. And if he's there in the second round, which I think he will be, I don't see Josh Downs going in the first round. I think that's good for us, and I see him getting picked up by the Colts. Hopefully, if we make a concerted effort to acquire this weapon, right?
Yeah, you got to, man. I just feel like with Shane Steichen here, he wants to try to elevate this offense to another level. He wants that fast-paced, ego-style offense where there are just so many options. You can do whatever you want with the ball, and that's what you need because we just watched this team be one-dimensional for the past couple of seasons, and it's just been the demise of everything. So, and again, I know that some of this stuff could be a pipe dream for some of us because we get so hyped we all know how Chris Ballard works. But I think in the interest of a new head coach coming in and bringing in his philosophies and what he expects, this is what we need to see because Downs is that guy who can elevate this team. I'm not saying that he's going to go out there and have 1,000-yard season this year, but I'm not saying that he's not. I mean, I don't know. He did it back-to-back in UNC, being a 5'9" receiver, being, of course, and we know that he's going to be in the slot. We know that. I think I saw that he only had 80 receptions over his career outside the slot or something like that. Not a lot. So I'm not worried about that because
Yeah.
we know that's not an issue. That's not what we want him for.
If we got AP and MPJ on the outside, I mean, yeah,
Exactly.
he's going to be in the slot.
Yeah, we want him to do exactly what he excels at. I don't want nothing more than what you excel at. And like I said, if that means we don't need to have you run block and we're not going to run the ball to your side, then that it is what it is because I don't need you doing something that you can't do. I need you to do what you do best every single play.
He's going to have to get better at that, though.
Yeah.
He's going to have to eat his Wheaties. He need to put on some weight. Because, he lined up against a safety or something. He needed to be able to hold his ground. So, hey, Josh Downs. I mean, there's a lot of this wide receiver class is deep, but not top heavy. There's no clear cut number one. I think we talked about that before, but it's deep. And you can always find value with wide receivers. You look at the top wide receivers in the NFL, guarantee you the majority of them did not get drafted in the first round. Might not even got drafted in the second round. It gets deep. It gets deep. And you got to find value where you can. So Josh Downs might not be the favorite on everyone's board, but for a second round pick, for us, the Colts cast loves Josh Downs. And we're hoping we can see him in the blue and white next season.
For sure.
For sure. That's going to be it for us, everyone. Thank you for listening to the Colts Cast. We're live on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or any platform you use to listen to podcasts. Again, guys, live stream in a few weeks. Thursday night, draft night. Hey, but again,